Chapter 15, College. Declare your major. It is just as important that we pick a major in our marriage as it is for a college student who doesn't want to wander aimlessly through classes with no defined target in sight. Because there is no end to learning in life, your declared major of marriage can and will change as you and your spouse graduate through the levels. The key to graduating each level is to know what your goals are and have steps that you both agree to ascend on your hike up Marriage Mountain. If you have not sat down yet to create a vision board with your spouse or even to make a simple list of goals and steps, you need to do that sooner than later. The power of the written word allows you to have a defined and declared focus to refer back to in times of distraction, discouragement, and confusion. Depending on the grade level of your marriage, you may be writing such goals as the following. I, Judy, will not be selfish with money and consider the bills of our household and our goal of saving $1,000 before I think about making purchases that disrupt the gain toward our declared major for this quarter of saving money. I, Bob, will not raise my voice at my wife and will communicate everything in a soft tone until yelling is no longer a part of our normal communication. If you are at a more advanced level than Bob and Judy, your declared major might be to work on changing your diet and getting in shape together over a predetermined expanse of time, or to take time to volunteer or work on a business or investment plan together. The point is to always have a plan for growth, all the while remembering to be grateful for any progress you have made and enjoy the journey. If you are always looking to the next thing without appreciating what is in front of you, you are missing out on a lot of the small things in life that should be valued. Knowing the fact that college is more difficult than elementary, junior, and high school, this chapter is going to present more difficult realities which we need to focus on if we want our families to be able to stand on our shoulders and the generations after us to begin at college level, not having to start over again at preschool. As I've mentioned, timing is everything. And as I've progressed through the composition of these chapters, I've been confronted by married individuals and couples alike with requests for guidance and prayer over the challenges that marriage presents to all of us. Accordingly, the topics of discussion and challenges presented to me by these students of marriage have miraculously fallen into the timing of each chapter as I was writing it, and this chapter is no exception. As a college professor who does not hold back on their convictions, understandings, and principles of the subject they teach, I will relay to you the message of what has been undoubtedly revealed to me as the college level of marriage. Respect husbands, love wives. Wives, the fact of the matter is, if you want your husband to be his best and treat you accordingly, you must apply yourself to learning what it means to him to be respected by you as a wife in every sense of the word. Husbands, the fact of the matter is, if you want your wife to be her best and treat you accordingly, you must apply yourself to learning what it means to her to be loved by you as her husband in every sense of the word. I am not going to tell wives that their sole purpose is to serve and assist her husband, because that strategy and thought process has went over well with no one I have ever counseled. The more rebellious of a state a person is in, the less likely that concept is going to help them repair their marriage at all. But I will say this to moms. Being a mother and a wife is perceived to be a dynamic balancing act, but it doesn't have to be. Allowing fathers to groom their children to prepare them for adulthood without disrupting that process is a feat of a matured, college marriage-bound wife. It is a challenge because although we don't want to place the kids before the marriage, the point, of course, isn't to neglect them in their upbringing either, but to balance rearing responsible and functional adults, teaching them the order of a home so that when they get married and have children, they have a healthy cycle to emulate. If you are a stepfather or mother, know that steps elevate us, literally giving us a path of progression from one level to the next. Work together to raise the children and demand respect in your household. It is never okay for a parent to allow the kids to disrespect the other parent, regardless of biological relationship. Mothers constantly want to stop their husbands from disciplining, teaching, and guiding because they feel a need to protect their children, not realizing they are stopping an important part of the process of growth and character building that God placed within our men to impart to the children. To take it a step further, these same children that we were protecting grow up to resent their parents' inability to get it together with regard to being a team and supporting each other in rearing them and demanding the best. They grow up to resent their parents for a lack of parenting, push, and guidance, which negatively affects their desire to get married or have children of their own one day. As a matter of fact, for those of you with adult children who do not want to have children of their own and continue the family bloodline, there is a direct correlation in those who feel they missed out on certain experiences, guidance, and rearing from their life in being parented that has left them feeling lost and unsure of who they are and where they fit into the grand scheme. And thus, they can't imagine reciprocating that cycle and raising a child that feels the same loss and lack of purpose as they do. The excuse these people will have for not wanting children is usually that they realize they are selfish and don't want to bring a child into a selfish and unfair situation. The truth I've discovered is that they are afraid they will not raise a child correctly because they were missing something from their parents and don't know how to pinpoint what they could improve upon for the next generation. Again, I'll say we were all and we are all missing something. None of us are perfect. Dads, there are so many of you tired of fighting the battle with your wife over directing and correcting the kids that you have given up. But know that through your decision to appease your wife, the kids will go bad like expired milk, sour and upsetting to your stomach. Then mom will wish she could press rewind on the remote control of life and let dad father his children as she supports and cheers him on, knowing the future that lies ahead for her children if she steps in between the process as a shield to progress. So many parents are asking themselves where they went wrong. You can't continue to say that you don't know. Our children are a direct result of what we did and did not do as their parents. Dad, fight the good fight and find a way to get through to your wife. Yes, the kids come second to your relationship with her, but they are your priority as God has given them to you both to show them the way and the principles of life, like manual labor and hard work to build character and strength for one. The best motivator to fight the fight through on your discernment in rearing the children is that they will be a burden later rather than a blessing if you don't manage them correctly now. I remember feeling strongly convicted when I was only 16 to have a conversation with a certain single mother who was 20 years my senior about her relationship with her teenage daughter. I was observing a teenage bond between a mother and her daughter as opposed to a parent-child relationship. I took a genuine concern as I could see the young lady beginning to spiral into a whirlwind of issues from addiction and low self-esteem to unhealthy relationships with both platonic and romantic acquaintances. I thought long and hard about my approach because I did not want to offend or threaten my relationship with the mother. When I mustered up the courage to talk to her about my concern, I was shocked by a dreadfully unexpected reply. You are all grown now." I paused to find the words I needed to hopefully get through to her without making her feel judged or criticized by me, because that was the last thing I wanted her to feel. I wanted to make her feel empowered to carry out the work she began as a mother with young children and follow through until her youngest bird, her daughter, had left the nest, matured, and fully molded into a secure young woman, ready to spread her wings and soar. No, please don't compare her to me because I am her age, married, and pregnant. She's not finished being parented. She's smoking marijuana and addicted to nicotine and tobacco. She's sleeping with this person and the next, questioning her sexuality, and she needs your correction and your direction. She needs that from you because she needs to feel and know true love. Single mother or not, you can and should give that kind of love to your daughter. She dismissed my words with irritation, and we both went along on our own way. Maybe if I was 20 years older, she would have received my warning and the truth she knew about her daughter as an indicator of things to come. Maybe she would have been inspired with a fire and determination to make a change before it was too late. If we don't discipline ourselves as parents to feel the pain now of correcting, directing, and having solid consequences and consistency for our children and teens, we will feel a much worse pain later. And so will they. Vision and learning. There is no question that sight and the quality of vision is directly linked with a student's ability to learn. Many students suffer from vision-related learning problems. In the context of life and marriage, it is imperative to have the type of clear vision called faith that allows one to see the wonderful possibilities for the future of their relationship. The challenge in marriage is that we have fallen away from the original intended functionality of our Creator's vision of marriage, from which related learning disabilities have resulted. A person's inability to see what they want for their marriage as an achievable reality will lose faith, the action required to create the change they want to see. Faith is action. Dyslexia is a difficulty in learning to read or interpret words based on a distorted communication of what the eyes see and the message that the sight sends to the brain. In marriage, we need to see beyond our issues and envision ourselves together with our spouses at our best, and seeing requires light. Unfortunately, we tolerate dim lighting when we don't speak up and stand for the things we desperately need change for in our marriages. Dim light causes our eyes to strain, and our vision gets worse as we fight to focus on partially illuminated objects. We become nearsighted, suffering from marriage myopia, only seeing clearly what is directly in front of us, which is the command boss personality. We need the balance of hyperopia, farsightedness, the visionary creative personality, to help us see into the great beyond. Together, the combinations of you and your spouse's eyes create perfect 20/20 vision. The price we pay to see, to change, and grow, like contacts and prescription lenses, are expensive, but the ability to see clearly is priceless. When you see clearly, your ability to learn and rate of visual processing speed improves. How quickly you perceive a problem and begin to make adjustments. When you see clearly, you are focused. It is hard to focus your heart and head when your eyes are not focused. Disorders like dyslexia are cured because you humbly admit your fault and allow the colored lenses of your Father of Heaven and your spouse to show you their position through the lens they view it through. Laser vision correction can instantly give you perfect vision. When the shape of your cornea is altered to reflect light effectively, you can see clearly. When light is distorted, we can't perceive the truth about what is in front of us or behind us for that matter. The eye lens focuses light through and into the back of the eye and sends the image to the retina, and the cornea focuses through the eye's internal lens and transforms the image into electrical impulses that are carried by the optic nerve to the brain. There are steps involved to seeing clearly. These concepts applied accurately will improve your steps to a clear and focused marriage. And because this is the college level, I want you to take this metaphor and fill in the possible connections. Who said it was going to be easy? College can be very challenging. Happy marriages are the result of preparation, hard work, persistence, patience, forgiveness, and lifelong learning. When your home life is stressed, you are not performing at peak. You are not discovering your purpose and benefiting others with the gift you were intended to bring to the world's table. Others need you and your gift so they can discover their own and make life better for those who are pursuing the answers to the SAT test of life. If things aren't going your way, perhaps you have been miseducated, and it is time to unlearn and relearn. Breaking the innate genius and inspiration of those who believed their purpose would be revealed in the classrooms of formal education are those who are separated from the path of their true purpose. Immerse yourself in the classroom of God. His voice will guide you if you are truly listening. Let those with ears to hear what the voice is saying to the nations. Revelation chapter 2, verse 17. For such a time as this, you have read the words on these pages and received them with a soft and teachable heart, that as those with enforced and impenetrable marriages, you will set forth with the Great Commission, not to force others to believe what you do, but to be a guiding light for the students who are seeking you as their teacher. Whether you deliver mail, work in law enforcement, flip burgers, or mop floors, your ministry to be of service to others in any form will multiply exponentially when your personal relationship with your spouse is functioning at peak symbiosis. For such a time as this, you will learn, understand, change, and be the change you want to see in the world. The perception is that older people who have been at a task or in a profession longer than others are automatically more skilled and more knowledgeable than their younger and less experienced counterparts. But the fact of the matter is that many older people have been doing it wrong, whatever it may be, for a very long time. Don't make the mistake of automatically associating age with wisdom. If you have to learn from someone younger than you, then so be it, for the pride of life is not of the Father. 1 John 2:16. You may have been married for 20 years and know a couple only married for 2, who, because of their intelligence and background, can give you sound advice. College is challenging, and marriage is challenging. The students who get to walk across the stage and receive their degree and move on to the next grade of applying their knowledge to life and making a great living are the students who, no matter what, decided to push through, no matter how difficult the work or the tests. Unlike school, learning in marriage has no end, no graduation. Trust the timing of everything in your life. Because we believe that what we desire for our life is the ultimate goal and key to our happiness, we pursue things out of order and in the wrong timing, wanting it as quickly as possible. Then we cause setbacks and unnecessary pain. Our dreams are given to us by the Father, but we must seek His guidance for timing and discernment because certain lessons have to be taught and certain things have to fall into position first. This is the beginning of a new level and the beginning of many new beginnings as we grow into a more mature marriage from one season of life to the next. Continue to study marriage and pray for the discernment on how and when to apply what you have learned. Stay humble and know that academics and intelligence are two different things. Keep moving forward. You will create the spouse of your dreams through your diligence and your patience. You may now move your tassel from the right to the left. Congratulations on the beginning. This has been the last chapter of Growing into a Mature Marriage from Kindergarten to College by yours truly, Delise Collins. I hope this book has made a difference in your life. I hope it gives you something to start, something to begin. The process never ends. It gets better and better as we grow, learn, and continue to apply the things that we have learned. I love you all very much. My book is available on Amazon, iTunes digital copies, and your local bookstore, The Tattered Cover of Denver. Talk to you soon.
Yes, come on, shorty, let's go. Girl, I see you over there in the corner of the dance floor, and I know you're acting shy, looking at the corner of your eyes. So I pick my heart up off the floor, move my feet closer to yours, catch my breath and I say, I'm the one you're looking for. So come on, dance a little dance. Take my hand, darling, take a chance. You be my queen, I'll be your king. Show you everything that you've been missing, shorty. So come on, dance a little dance. Got me in a trance in just one glance. So don't wait no more, I'm me, I'm more. I'm the one you're looking for, shorty. Girl, I see you over there hesitating, deliberating. You keep me waiting on a sign, looking at the corner of your eyes. So I pick my feet up off the floor, move my hips closer to yours, catch my breath and I say, I'm the one you're looking for. So come on, dance a little dance. Take my hand, darling, take a chance. You be my queen, I'll be your king. Show you everything that you've been missing, shorty. So come on, dance a little dance. Got me in a trance in just one glance. So don't wait no more, I'm me, I'm more. I'm the one you're looking for, shorty. I'll be the one you're looking for, shorty. So come on the dance floor and baby show me all your moves, all your grooves. Shorty, I got something to prove to you. So come on, take a little chance. Got me in a trance in just one glance. So don't wait no more, I'm me, I'm more. I'm the one you're looking for, shorty. So come on, dance a little dance, dance a little dance. Come on, dance a little dance. So come on, dance a little dance. Take my hand, darling, take a chance. You be my queen, I'll be your king. Show you everything that you've been missing, shorty. So come on, dance a little dance. Got me in a trance in just one glance. So don't wait no more,